Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Apakadash. Shalom to the elders, the Christian word, chiefly and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered in the four corners of the world, Christian word, chiefly and sincerely as well too. I say shalom to the Akim out there, and this is a sit-down lesson that I want to bring out from RT.com as of July the 15th, 2023. RT.com Alternative World News, and it reads, U.S. considers military options against Russia and Syria. The Pentagon says, Washington and Moscow have argued over U.S. drone flights in the country's aerospace. And it says the U.S. is waiting a military response to Russian presence in the skies of Syria. A Pentagon official told an Associated Press on Friday, while the Syrian government wants the U.S. to leave the country. Washington insists it will fly its drones in with impunity. It says the anonymous officials refuse to state what options are being considered, but claim that the U.S. intends to address the increasing Russian aggression in the skies over Syria. It says the news agencies paraphrased earlier this month the U.S. Force General Central Command Lieutenant General Alex Wrensky claimed that Russian fighter jets harassed Americans' MQ-9 Reaper drone over Syria over 3 separate occasions in a week. The Russian Air Forces was conducting joint exercise drills with the Syrian counterpart at the time, and Moscow accused of U.S. of violation of restricted airspace with the drone flights, a charge that the Pentagon denied. The Syrian President Bashar Assad invited the Russian military to assist his forces in the fight against the Islamic militants in 2015. It says Russia has maintained a military presence in Syria ever since has the U.S., which launched its own bombing campaign against the Islamic State, formerly known as ISIS, in 2014. It says the U.S. also provided covert support for the dozens of militant groups in Assad's government. It says Assad has repeatedly called for American troops to leave Syria, but America refused. It says around 900 American troops are stationed in Syria at one time. And the anonymous official told the Associated Press that U.S. will continue to fight short ties in the western part of the country. It says, according to the officials, a growing cooperation between Russia, Syria, and Iran is aimed to drive the U.S. out of Syria once. Right, and that goes into the Ezekiel 38th chapter. What you have, Russia is definitely going to be a guard to Iran, even though you're going to have Russia going to be alliance with Syria as well too. But continuing on, and I'm going to read again. It says, according to the official, the growing cooperation between Russia, Syria, and Iran is aimed at driving the U.S. out of Syria and once and for all. So that goes into the Matthew 24 and verse 6. Rumors of wars. It says regarding Iran, the U.S. is sending F-16 fighter jets to the Persian Gulf this weekend to protect the Western cargo ships. Right, with that been taking place as of last month, as you've been having, I believe Iran been seizing assets over there, as far as cargo of importing and exporting of that sort of nature. But continuing on, it says Iran's an attempt to seize 2 oil tankers this month, and last month. It says that it is said were involved in a fueling smuggling, but was prevented from taking one by the U.S. Navy. One of the vessels was successfully seized and won more than a million literal anti-smuggled fuel discovered on the board, Iran's fourth news agency reported. It says Tehran and Damascus has reportedly accused the U.S. of shipping stolen Syrian oil via Strait Hormuz. According to the Syrian government, 80% of the country's daily oil output is taken abroad by the U.S. forces and their support armed groups. And this is from BibleGateway.com, and it reads Matthew 24 verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. It says, see that you be not troubled, for all these things must first come to pass, but the end is not yet. Matthew 24 verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation. Right, with the current situation going on over there in Syria, because you got many different nations over there in the different part of Syria. With Iran versus Israel, Russia's versus the United States. Russia being guarded to the nations against against the U.S. and Israel. It says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. So with that, this was just a quick sit-down lesson that I wanted to bring out. What's been taking place over there in the Middle East and throughout all the parts of Syria. As it says again, U.S. considering military options against Russia and Syria, Pentagon officials reported. So with that, hopefully this lesson was edifying. I would like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, and Karkadash. Shalom to the elders for preaching the word truthfully and sincerely, and shalom to the Akim, scattered four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And until next time, I will say shalom.